What is going on, y'all? Welcome back, or welcome for the first time. Hope you're having an awesome day, and thank you for tuning in. Today on Why Not, we've got another sneaker review, and the one that we have for you today is bright, it is colorful, it is Nike, and it is Supreme. The sneaker is the Supreme Nike Air Force 2 in the teal color.
This shoe's made in Vietnam.
Colorway.
You gotta put it up to your ear. Hello?
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Made in Nam. This shoe's made in Vietnam.
You guys know by now how this thing works. We start with a little bit of background on the sneaker, we go into the logistics, do some on-feet looks, and then we'll go into our personal opinions where we share whether it'll be a cop or a drop in our opinion. So for a little background on the Nike Air Force 2 x Supreme collab, you would always see people rocking Air Forces in New York City. Supreme is also a New York City thing. It's where it originated, so this collaboration with the little brother of the Nike Air Force 1 and the Air Force 2 is legendary because of the New York style that goes along with it. This shoe isn't only New York famous, world famous. So I ended up copying a pair of these shoes way after they released. These released in one of the first weeks of the fall-winter 17 drops, but I really slept on them. I thought they were too bright, thought they were too bulky, and so I really slept on them, but I saw them for a really good price at $1 under retail with shipping on Grailed, brand new, and I thought, hey, I can't pass up on a Supreme sneaker for that low of a price. This shoe is the perfect example of what we've been trying to say about buying what you want to buy. When this shoe first came out, I remember showing it to people, asking them whether I should cop it or not, and everybody was like, no, that shoe is disgusting. I don't know why you even look at that. That is trash. But I really liked it, but I listened to what everybody else said, so I didn't cop. But I decided after a couple months, I'm not going to care what people think about what I rock, and so I decided I was going to pick them up, and here we are with this sneaker. So let's get into a little bit of the logistics of the sneaker. So like we said, this is a Supreme shoe. You can see on the upper, it's detailed with Supreme hits on the inner midfoot, on the outer midfoot, on the tongue, and on the sole. Then on the back, you can look and you can see the world famous plastered across both shoes, looking very nice. It gives that little accent that gives that New York feel like we were talking about earlier. Then you've got this Nike SB Supreme hang tag. It's a pretty nice accessory that comes with the shoe. I'll definitely be putting that on my keychain and rocking that every single day. Beyond the hype of this sneaker, because it is a Supreme shoe, so you know it has hype, overall, it's a cool silhouette. If you take away every Supreme logo, it would still be a cool shoe. If you look at the bottom, you've got the Nike branding and then just some regular Air Force traction. Nothing too fancy, something really basic, but it'll get the job done. Then we move on to the midsole, where you've got the air cushioning, just a standard cushioning from the 90s. It's not going to be too comfortable for you, but it's not going to be uncomfortable. So if you're looking for an Ultra Boost type of comfortability, you're not going to get it here, but if you're looking for a Vans kind of uncomfortable, then you're also not going to get it. It's kind of in the middle. Overall, it's a nice cushioning, but just nothing too fancy. Adding on to the cushioning, the inner padding of the shoe is very thick, it's very soft, but it's not very breathable, so it will be a hot shoe if you plan on rocking it in the summertime, but it's very thick. It's gonna keep you on lock. It looks nice too. If we move on to the upper, you see that we've got this nice teal color all the way across the shoe with on a very nice premium leather. It's a really high quality shoe, way better than what I was expecting when I ordered it. The leather's super soft, but you already know it's gonna crease with a little bit of wear. Give it 2 or 3 times and you're gonna have those creases in there unless you're really protecting this shoe. But I feel like this is a shoe that's gonna look better once you give it a little bit of wear and once you make it a little bit of a beater.
The quality isn't awful, it's not great, it's definitely not Shattered Backboard or Shadow 1 quality. As we all know, those are definitely grails for quality wise, and but it is definitely better than the Air Force 1 quality. It's just a step thicker, so you might get a crease, but the crease won't be as bad, and you always have these 2 little like folds right there to minimize creasing. It's not anything like the top 3s. I put those on the leather on those aren't the best, but it's definitely good quality. It's not gonna rip or tear or scuff on you as easy as you might think. Overall, this leather is pretty nice and it looks good too. They came out in more colorways, but this was personally my favorite.
What I will say, as you can probably see, is that the leather on the shoe is interrupted by this plastic hit in the middle of the sneaker where the Nike branding is. That's one thing I don't like too much about the sneaker. Aesthetically, it looks okay, but I would have preferred to have the leather all the way across the sneaker rather than that plastic interrupting the beauty of what this leather is. For the heel cup, you're not going to get too much support from it because it's so thin and flimsy. It's more of an aesthetic thing, but it reminds me a lot of the Adidas ZX Flux, if you remember in like 2014 when those things were popping. But overall, you're not going to get too much support, but for what you're probably going to be wearing this shoe for, considering it is Supreme and pretty hyped, it's a pretty solid heel cup. And as you can see, we've got the world famous going all the way across, just adding that little accent that other Air Forces won't have, that the Supreme pair will. Moving on to another portion of the shoe, we've got the lacing system. Nothing special, it's just what you've come to expect from any standard Nike sneaker. Nothing special at all, will contain you, but nothing crazy once again. It does come with an extra pair of teal laces if you're trying to get your teal all the way across the shoe, but personally I prefer the white on the teal. I think it just makes the shoe pop that much more. Going back to the Supreme branding, we've got Nike SB, Air Force 2, and the Supreme logo all the way across both tongues. Once again, another little hint that other ones won't have, but you do have the Nike SB really big, and then that red box logo that just pops right off of the sneaker. Going to the insole, we've got Supreme plastered all the way across the insoles in what might be my favorite portion of the sneaker. If you look at all this teal and then you look inside and boom, you've got that red with the Supreme going all the way across. I think that's such a nice detail, and I think everyone can appreciate detail, and we can appreciate that in saying that that was a good touch to make this pair that much better.
This shoe's made in Vietnam.
So some cons of this sneaker are definitely that it is not new. It has no new technology, nothing that we're going to be used to for today, such as Boost or Nike Zoom Air. It's kind of clunky, but once again, it's just an old style sneaker. It would be good for skating, and I'm sure that in the 90s it was made for basketball or skating, but honestly, today you have so many better options for things like that. So honestly, use this shoe as more of an aesthetic thing, more to complete your fit rather than to go be active in it, because there are so many better options for you out there than the Air Force 2 at this point in time.
So if you're looking for traction, the shoe probably isn't it. It is rubber. You're not gonna get traction like the Kyrie or something like that, but you might be slipping around if you try that. So I wouldn't try to play basketball in them or anything like that. And if you want a good skate shoe, I would go ahead and pick up some Lakai's or maybe some Vans to skate in, because this is definitely just an alternative to a street shoe that you're mainly just gonna want to flex with.
You guys already know how this thing goes. We're gonna move into some on-feet looks, maybe get some cool shots of the sneaker, and then we'll go into our personal opinions of whether it's a cop of more pairs for myself or a drop and a cop in general for Jacob. Alrighty guys, so moving into our personal opinions, Jacob, do you want to go ahead and talk about how you feel about this sneaker?
I really like this shoe, and it's not gonna break the bank either for a Supreme shoe. It's a nice shoe that you can just kind of do whatever with, and you're not gonna have to pay through the roof for it. But on the flip side of it, it is Supreme, so you might end up being able to sell it for a lot more after you've had it or kept it on ice for a while. I really like this shoe. I enjoy the colorway. I know they had another orange pair that I really wasn't a fan of. I like the little touches, like the world famous, that like subtle things that they didn't have to do, but they did. And this Supreme box logo branding right there, I really like that. And then the hang tag is pretty cool. But other than that, the only thing I dislike is, like we said, this like plastic like shielding, I guess, right here. It's kind of just like, it kind of just doesn't work. And
random.
Yeah, it's very random and like stuff like that. And other than that, this shoe is very clean, very sleek, and something that I should not have slept on, but I think everybody kind of did.
So it's a cop for you?
I'd say it's a cop for me.
So as we've kind of mentioned before, to me, this sneaker is absolutely iconic. You've got the Air Force, which is such a New York thing, which is such a pioneer in the streetwear game. So two pioneers in streetwear, and Supreme, who's popping off right now and will continue to for the foreseeable future. The collaboration that they have on this shoe just makes it so dope to me. Putting all the hype aside, just looking at what Supreme and what the Air Force has done for streetwear just makes it so cool and so interesting. And honestly, it almost feels like an honor to put these on my feet. So in my opinion, it is 100% a cop. For more pairs, for me, if the other colorways weren't absolute trash, because this is the only nice colorway of this shoe that released, I got them for $107, which for me would be $1 under retail, but they retailed for $98. But I think they're reselling for around, in general, like $150 to $200. So if you're looking for a fair price to get these, that's probably the range you should be looking for. I just got really lucky and found a guy who I guess was trying to just get rid of them.
You got these on Grailed, right?
Yeah, I got them on Grailed. If you guys don't know what Grailed is, we can leave a link in the description to where you can download that app. It is a PayPal secured website where people go on and you can buy and resell hype clothing. So if you have anything you're looking to sell and you got a PayPal, or anything you're looking to buy, this is where I cop these. You just have to make sure you're dealing with a legit seller. You can get things that are authentic, such as this Supreme Nike Air Force 2. We truly hope that you guys enjoyed another sneaker review here on Why Not. This is, like we've said, an integral part of what we're going to be doing here on this channel, because we love sneakers and we love rocking them. If you want to keep up with us, go follow us on Instagram at WhyNotYT. Subscribe to us here. Please leave a subscription and a like. By doing so, it doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't pay us at all, but it will make two 17-year-old dudes' day a little bit brighter. So if you guys want to do that and support us and see what's coming next, follow us on Instagram, leave a like, and subscribe. Comment for what you want to see next.
You know what it is. I'm Jacob. That is Jackson. This is Why Not. So, man, I'll see you next video.
Yeah.
All right. We out. This shoe's made in Vietnam.